Phineas Gage, a gruesome but true story about brain science, is a children's nonfiction book by John Fleischman. First released in 2004 by HMH Books for young readers, it recounts the remarkable case of the railroad construction worker who survived a massive brain injury and became central to the study of neuroscience. The book earned the 2003 Society of Midland Authors Award for children's nonfiction. Written while Fleischman worked in the public affairs office at Harvard Medical School, the book was his debut. He has since gone on to work as a freelance science writer, contributing to numerous popular magazines. The story opens just before the life-altering accident of Phineas Gage, a 26-year-old railroad foreman with no family of his own. Well-liked and respected, he commanded authority on the job site. Unlike many foremen, however, he often joined his crew in the hardest, dirtiest tasks. On the afternoon of September 13, 1848, at around 4:30 p.m., Phineas and his men prepared to blast through granite in Cavendish, Vermont, carving a tunnel to allow the Rutland-Burlington Railroad to cut across the Green Mountains. Known for his skill in blasting, Phineas stood at the forefront of the operation. Though he had done the job countless times before, this blast proved disastrous. A 13-pound iron tamping rod, thrown loose by the explosion, shot upward with terrible force, entering Phineas's cheek, passing behind his eye, and piercing his frontal lobe before exiting through the top of his skull. Everyone assumed he would die instantly, but to everyone's astonishment, he survived. The remainder of the book follows Phineas's ordeal and the lessons his injury revealed about the brain. Fleischman carefully describes the damage in age-appropriate terms, even including diagrams to show how the rod traveled through his skull. Even more incredible than his survival was his apparent normalcy in the immediate aftermath. To the amazement of his crew, Phineas not only lived but walked unaided into town for medical help. Doctors, stunned by the injury, struggled to treat him. He suffered a severe concussion, and though he lost brain matter, he showed little sign of shock. The open wound relieved pressure inside his skull, a factor that likely saved his life. Within months, he was walking, talking, and even returning to work. Yet beneath this recovery lay profound change. Once known as gentle, sociable, and dependable, Phineas grew coarse, irritable, and unreliable. He lost his inhibitions, spoke rudely, and neglected his duties. These changes provided physicians with new insights into the brain's role in shaping personality and behavior. At the time, brain science remained primitive. Doctors still relied on phrenology, feeling for lumps, and measuring skulls to draw conclusions about intellect and temperament. Phineas's case challenged these outdated ideas, raising new questions about how specific brain regions govern function and character. It would take more than a decade before Paul Broca, a French physician, proved that one area of the brain controlled speech. The injury to Phineas's frontal lobe foreshadowed this discovery. What seems obvious today, that damage to this part of the brain can alter personality, was groundbreaking then. Phineas lived for 12 more years, but his health declined. He suffered frequent epileptic seizures, which eventually led to his death in 1860 at the age of 36. Unable to continue in construction, he struggled to maintain steady work. Yet his story endured, shaping the course of medical history. After his death, researchers preserved both his skull and the iron rod, studying them to better understand the relationship between his wounds and the functions of different brain regions. From Phineas, science learned that the brain not only controls our actions, but also defines who we are as individuals. Though Fleischman's book does not delve into technical detail, it introduces young readers to one of the most important figures in medical history. Phineas Gage's extraordinary survival and transformation revealed truths about the human brain that might otherwise have taken far longer to uncover. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.